Imagine a device that sits in the hands of millions, from students in high-pressure lecture halls to creatives sketching their first masterpiece in a coffee shop. For years, the standard iPad has been the reliable, safe choice, the entry-level gateway into the Apple ecosystem that just worked. But as we move deeper into 2026, the tech landscape isn't just evolving. It's undergoing a radical transformation driven by artificial intelligence and raw processing power. The whispers coming out of Cupertino suggest that the upcoming iPad 12th generation isn't just another incremental update with a slightly faster chip and a new color palette. No, Apple is preparing to bridge the gap between budget and beast in a way we've never seen before. We're looking at a machine that might finally blur the lines between the Air and the base model, making us question why anyone would pay double for the Pro label. Welcome back to my channel Tech Rivet for exclusive insights into the future of tech. Subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon for more tech updates. To understand where we are going, we have to look at the massive problem Apple is currently facing with its tablet lineup. Right now, the base iPad is stuck in a bit of a limbo. While the iPad Pro and Air have moved into the era of M-series silicon and Apple Intelligence, the 11th Gen iPad has been left behind, unable to run the very AI features Apple is marketing so aggressively. This creates a massive fracture in the user experience. Apple doesn't like fractures. They like ecosystems that move in unison. This is why the 12th generation iPad is the most important release of the year. It's not just about selling a tablet. It's about bringing the masses into the world of generative AI. The heart of the story begins with the silicon. For months, supply chain analysts like Ming-Chi Kuo and Mark Gurman have been debating whether Apple would play it safe with the A18 chip or go nuclear with the A19. The latest leaks from the Shenzhen supply chain suggest that Apple is leaning toward the A19, a 3-nanometer marvel that would make the iPad 12 more powerful than the iPhone 16 Pro. Why would Apple put such a high-end chip in their cheap iPad? The answer is simple: 8 gigabytes of RAM. Apple Intelligence, the suite of tools including the revamped Siri, writing tools, and Image Playground, requires a minimum of 8 gigabytes of RAM to function smoothly on-device. The current iPad only has 6 gigabytes. By jumping to the A19 architecture, Apple isn't just giving you a speed boost, they're giving the iPad a brain transplant. This means that for the first time, the $349 or $449 iPad will be able to handle complex AI tasks, live language translation, and high-end gaming with hardware-accelerated ray tracing. Imagine playing AAA titles that were previously reserved for consoles or the iPad Pro, all on a device that costs less than a pair of AirPods Max. This shift is tactical. Apple knows that Google and Samsung are breathing down their necks with affordable AI tablets, and the iPad 12 is their shield. But power is nothing without a canvas to display it on. Let's talk about the display and design, because this is where the rumors get truly interesting. While some suggested we might see OLED trickle down to the base model, let's be realistic. Apple needs to keep the price point competitive. The 12th Gen will likely stick with the 10.9-inch Liquid Retina LCD. However, there is a massive rumor regarding the lamination process. For years, one of the biggest complaints about the entry-level iPad has been the air gap between the glass and the display. It makes the screen feel hollow and makes the Apple Pencil feel like it's floating above the content rather than touching it. Leaks suggest Apple might finally move to a fully laminated display for the 12th Gen. This wouldn't just improve the aesthetics. It would make the iPad 12 a legitimate tool for digital artists who have previously been forced to spend $600 plus on an Air. Combine this with a potential bump in brightness to 600 nits, and you have a display that can actually be used outdoors without becoming a mirror. Design-wise, expect the flat-edged aesthetic to remain, but with a twist in the color department. 2026 is the year of titanium-inspired finishes. Apple is reportedly moving away from the bright, toy-like colors of the 10th and 11th Gen and toward more sophisticated, pro hues. Think a deep midnight, a refined starlight, and perhaps a new Botanic GR. And that feels premium. The landscape front-facing camera, which is a game-changer for Zoom calls and students, is here to stay, but the sensor itself is getting an upgrade. We're hearing reports of a 12-megapixel ultra-wide sensor with an improved aperture for better low-light performance. This is crucial because, let's face it, most people use their iPad for FaceTime more than they use the rear camera. Speaking of the rear, don't expect a LiDAR scanner or multiple lenses. Apple will keep the single 12-megapixel wide lens to maintain that price gap. But with the A19's new image signal processor, the computational photography will be significantly better. Smart HDR6 and improved 4K video stabilization will make this a good enough camera for scanning documents and quick social media clips.